we knew it was going to be pretty damn good. We knew it was going to be an improvement. We knew that Nabers is quarterback proof. We knew Nabers was a top 9 wide receiver with a garbage of carousel quarterbacking going on last year. I think we're pretty confident. We knew he would get a bare minimum Shedeur Sanders, and now we have Jameis Winston and Shedeur. Most likely Jamo and Shedeur. Jameis Winston and Shedeur. Kenneth Walker, trade rumors to the Raiders. There are no trade rumors. There was that they'd reached out to inquire about him, but there's no like trade convo. But it would be great if Kenneth Walker did get traded. He's certainly one of those players that we talked about all offseason being somebody we want to be traded, so we can have Ken Walker and Charbonnet both in starting lineups. Yeah, I'm on. Whenever I travel, I don't sleep well, so I'm on like 1 hour of sleep. I just sit there, man. Plus, we're at the park till really late, and then we got up really early and did breakfast and all that. So there was only like a 5-hour window of sleeping. Sports Illustrated put something out about possible trade Walker. Yeah, I mean, probably more of like they're talking about like what would be a good trade, what would be a good fit. But as we talked about, Walker's the most tradable running back in the league. You know, so if a running back, a big name running back, does get traded, and let's say the Raiders go, damn, you know, we'd love to use that pick on Ted McMillan, then you could trade for Walker, solve your running back problems that way, or you just draft a cheap rookie. That'll be the drawback to trading for a Kenneth Walker, is that you're probably going to sign him to a long-term deal. He costs a lot of money. You could just go get Cam Scatterboo. You could go get, Trey Henderson. So kind of hard to trade for Walker because you're paying him. But then again, he might only get $10 million a year. It's not that big of a deal. If you love Walker, you know what Walker can do. Maybe you're okay with Walker on a $8 to $10 million per year team-friendly deal, and then it's not a big deal. But yeah, if the Raiders are looking for a running back, you got to think that they're not interested in drafting Genty, maybe. If that's something that they're making calls on, or it could just be that, hey, we're either going Genty, or if we trade for Walker, then we could end up solving two problems. So it might not rule out that they're after Genty, but I really hope LV goes and gets Genty. I really hope they do. I hope Cleveland trades down and takes Genty. I just don't want Genty going to Chicago. Probably will if he's there. If he falls, I hope he doesn't fall. Chicago's not the end of the world. I just don't want that for Genty. I'm kind of hiding out here under a tree. Otherwise, this is people running into me left and right. Just smack. So at least here I can be like calm and sit down. Smooth as Jameis Winston just zooming on by. All right, so who here is excited about Winston, the Nabers, and who here still has questions? And if you have questions, just understand that they're drafting Shedeur Sanders most likely. They're almost, in my opinion, unless they trade down, they could go Milroe. I'd be okay with Milroe. Nabers' dynasty value goes through the roof because why? Because he had nobody. He had nobody thrown to him. Now he has Jameis Winston, who's going to give him a better sophomore year to build upon, so his long-term value is more established. You know what I mean? So that alone is great. But the odds, them going Winston also, in my opinion, makes it not near certainty, but a damn close to certainty that they're going to take Shedeur. And they love Shedeur. He's a great fit. That market's great. New York's a perfect fit for Shedeur. Dable can coach him up. This is a great place for him to go. Jameis could get hurt, so they're going to definitely have a backup plan in place. And that backup plan is their future plan. Jameis Winston is not the future, you know, but he's an unbelievable now. And Jerry Jeudy, he took Jerry Jeudy to the moon. And you know, everybody loves Nabers now as their 1 or 2. You're gonna hear a lot of people say things like, "Oh yeah, bold call on your Nabers, the dark horse wide receiver 1, Smitty. Everybody knew that was happening. We just needed a quarterback." You know, or how many people have been like, "Oh, I'll wait before I'm saying anything crazy on Nabers. I'll wait until he ends up getting a quarterback." Okay, play it safe. Play it safe, Stevie. Safe, Stevie. I'm definitely excited over pairing Nabers with Winston and Sanders. Winston and Sanders is the ideal situation. Freaking ideal. What else you got? Shador might pull an Eli. No, he won't. No. Whoever's feeding you that information, human Ziggy's wrong. Is that the real Ziggy? Shador's already gone out to New York to throw footballs with him, bro. Nabers and Shador have already practiced a little bit together. He loves it. He loves it. He loves Nabers. Still Nabers over Thomas. Still Nabers. What would Tank? No offense, but what would make me change my mind because Winston arrived in New York? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean still Nabers over BT? What would make that change, bro? The whole world's now jumping on the train. The whole world's trying to get on the train we're conducting. Now everybody's acting like, you know, Nabers early sleeper wide receiver 1 overall, wide receiver 2 overall is crafty. Blackbeard in the building. Don't forget to smash that like button. He says, thank you, Blackbeard. 33-month membership. I love it. Is Hunter this year's Nabers? I think so. I think Hunter could be a star at wide receiver. He's not going to get many. Smitty. He's not going to play full-time wide receiver. It sounds like Mickey Mouse. Maybe we should interview Mickey Mouse. Ask him what he thinks of Travis Hunter. Go back to the fam, Smitty. I'll do what I want. Fractal. You go back to whatever you're doing. Tell me what to do. Smitty, I'm about to put Tank Dell on my taxi squad. Bro, I don't know that Tank Dell will ever return to form. And I'm just kidding, Fractal. Don't you worry about it. I got it under control. I'm just kidding with you, Fractal. They're on a little kid ride, bro. They're on a little kid ride that's like a 45-minute wait. So tell Dell he needs another surgery. Dude, Dell just had his ACL surgery. He had his other surgeries to get his knee put back together have just been completed, and you know he's healing from those. And they weren't able to even do his ACL surgery, his like third surgery or whatever it was, until right now. Are you for real about Tank Dell or is he donezo? Are you for real about Tank Dell or is he donezo? Well, I just explained that, Thomas. You probably never be the same again. Kruger says, Smitty, you were on Nabers early. Your finger was on the pulse. All of these other Larry come latelys. Would you rather wait 45 minutes to ride the teacups or take Tyreek in the second? Take Tyreek in the second. I hate the teacups, man. I get sick on that. I can't spin around. That's why I'm not doing this right over here. Because they're waiting for all these two little kiddie rides that go in circles, and I don't want to get sick. Now let me check my text. Hold on. Appreciate you all. I'll be live tonight.